Hello everyone, I'm Madison Piak, and today I will be discussing empty nest syndrome and whether it still occurs today in society. So, the debate is whether in today's society empty nest syndrome still occurs. My stance on this topic is yes, it does occur still. My position on the topic of whether empty nest syndrome still occurs is a yes, because this is still a relevant issue in societies most parents will deal with presently today during their midlife, and I believe this is still a relevant issue due to the fact that research on empty nest syndrome is very current, and many individuals, especially women, will feel pressure from society to fill a motherly role, and then they do feel a loss when their child is grown and moved out due to the pressure society puts on them to become a mother, and then they no longer have that role. One of the main reasons why empty nest syndrome still occurs today is pressure that occurs from society. Society will often expect individuals to want to be parents and pursue roles in mother and fatherhood. Pressure from society will often target women expecting all women to want to be mothers. And then with this pressure from society, an individual's life role will revolve around being a parent, and that will be seen as their purpose in life and what they're meant to do just from the pressure of society. Individuals will conform to this pressure and then feel empty or that they no longer have a purpose once their child leaves home. So personally, I often hear people asking newly married couples or young adults when they plan to have kids, like it's just an expectation from society. So I believe pressure from society is a very real and relevant issue with empty nest syndrome. Women will often find self-worth through relationships, often these relationships being family relationships, such as a mother and child relationships. And so because of this, the strong emphasis on relationships and family can lead mothers to feel that they do not have much worth when their children leave home. And then this will lead to empty nest syndrome, and empty nest syndrome can lead to conditions such as depression, insomnia, fatigue, or irritability. So this is a very real condition, and this form of empty nest syndrome that may lead to those living with or going back to school or work to fill a void. So oftentimes mothers will want to go back to school or work to fill the void they feel because their children are away or have left the home. On the previous slide, we discussed conditions that can arise such as depression or anxiety or insomnia. And so then this chart is going to be a chart that shows conditions that can be caused by empty nest syndrome. So as you can see, empty nesters and children of empty nesters will experience nervousness, anxiety, happiness, excitement, sadness, fear, pride, guilt, or grief. Nervousness and sadness are going to be the highest for empty nesters, and nervousness, happiness, and excitement are going to be the highest for children of empty nesters. So this just kind of displays in an image the results that we will see with empty nest syndrome. Parents and the way they spend their time is going to be a major reason why empty nest syndrome still occurs today. So many parents will spend the majority of their time taking care of their children and even revolving their work around their children. Many parents will constantly think about their children and worry about them on a daily basis. They'll work their schedule around them and worry about their well-being. Parents will also place almost all their time and energy on their children. When their children move out, they may feel they have nothing left to revolve their life around. This will lead to empty nest syndrome. Marriages will also change as children move out, and we'll see marital changes. And so relationships of husbands and wives will often change when their children leave home. Many families, the parents will focus on being a good parent together. So an example of this in the Indian Night article I found was parents might say, oh, he's so-and-so, but he's a good dad at least. So that's where they might have a negative, but it's okay because they're parents together. And then some couples may find their marriage only works well when the children are there. And so this may lead to isolation from marriages as well as their children not being home. So this will only amplify the chances of empty nest syndrome because now they not only feel isolated from their children who have moved out, but their spouse as well. And now for the rebuttal. Some may say that social media can help with empty nest syndrome. So it can help empty nest syndrome be avoided due to advancements in technology, and social media is a great tool for parents to stay connected with their children. However, with social media, we often see that there are different generations using each social media, such as some believe that more parents and adults, they're going to be more likely to use social media such as Facebook, and then kids and younger generations are more likely to use Instagram or Twitter for their social media. And then everyone experiences this is another way. People might refute this argument by saying this step is considered a rite of passage, and this step should not be seem sad. Parents should feel happy as they did a good job raising their children. However, death is also something that occurs in every life, and this is still a sad thing, and this can still lead to depression. So it needs to be thought about as that. Some people can recover after they lose a loved one, just as some parents are okay when their children leave home, but for other people it can be more difficult. As there are arguments for the empty nest syndrome is still occurring and relevant today, there are also arguments that this is not a relevant syndrome today. One of those arguments may be that individuals can avoid this syndrome through advancements in technology. So today we see many different forms of social media or different forms of media for individuals to help stay connected. This image here displays the many different forms of media such as Snapchat, Instagram, video calls, Facebook, email, text, and phone calls. Now it has helped some empty nesters feel more connected, and children of empty nesters feel more connected as well. However, this is just a way to help individuals feel more connected. As you can see, many of the empty nesters do not feel, for the majority, do not have a majority feeling that they do feel more connected. So this syndrome is still occurring, but social media can help to treat it. Thank you to everyone who listened to my debate on whether empty nest syndrome still occurs today. I look forward to your responses and any rebuttals that you have to my discussion. And then here are the references I used throughout my arguments, and the empty nesters in a digital age reference that was for the two images that were displayed. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.